Hello, I'm Ali Langdon. Welcome to A Current Affair. Adele Graham is always looking over her shoulder. She lives in fear after what she uncovered at her old job. It could be one of the biggest government corruption scandals in living memory. So, how deep does it go?
There's a couple of guys there, yeah.
Do you feel safe?
No. No.
Certainly matches this description. All right, we'll give this a go.
Yep.
History of human conduct has told us that people are willing to do bad things, and when they do bad things, they're likely to keep it a secret.
Let's go. Jason Chalou.
Oh, jeez.
Steve Marshall from ACurrentAffair. Affair. The Bolshe businessman.
Mate, work my ass off for 30 years. Get out of the road.
The worried whistleblower.
It's dangerous. You don't know what you're getting yourself into.
The missing manager. Do you know where your client is?
Oh, sorry, no comment.
And the secret investigation.
You're talking about something which everybody should be interested in.
Adele Graham has good reason to look over her shoulder. She believes she's unmasked corruption on a massive scale. A person wanted for questioning has disappeared, and Adele's anxious about her own safety.
I was given a warning just not to follow the same route home and vary my route and just be mindful of anyone that would follow me.
Adele Graham's gypsy-like existence is a far cry from her previous trusted government role at Transport for New South Wales. She vetted companies and company directors vying for lucrative rural roadside safety contracts. Adele was stunned at what she uncovered.
Contracts were being awarded to companies in excess of what they should have been given.
Contracts awarded to one company stood out from the rest, Protection Barriers. This roadside safety company was an incumbent supplier. It had been handed $110 million worth of work by Transport for New South Wales over the past decade. Protection Barriers was founded by Jason Chalou.
We looked at what his history was in relation to what his other business activities were and his history, and there were some red flags in relation to...
Adele says she rejected Protection Barriers from the tender process, but claims her boss, Ibrahim Helmi, ordered her to reverse her decision.
It was just so wrong. They should have been doing $7 million worth of work a year. In actual fact, they were doing nearly $30 million worth of work a year.
Adele blew the whistle. She quit and provided a detailed statement to ICAC, the Independent Commission Against Corruption.
I got pressure to do things, and I had a choice. I could put up with it, or I could be a mechanism of change.
A Current Affair can reveal ICAC's Operation Wyvern was born. Last year, anti-corruption officers raided the Transport for New South Wales office in Western Sydney and Ibrahim Helmi's home.
It confirmed my suspicions and my concerns.
Anti-corruption and crime commission officers also descended on Jason Chalou and the Protection Barriers business in Grafton in northern New South Wales.
Okay, I think Jason Chalou is just through there having a chat to someone. I think we'll pull up and give it a go.
All right, go for one.
Pull it. All right, let's go.
$30 million worth of assets were reportedly seized in the raid, and Jason Chalou's been keeping a low profile.
Jason, can I ask you about an investigation to ICAC and why $30 million of assets have been seized here?
Don't know anything about it.
What do you mean you don't know anything about it, Jason?
Let's go.
Jason's wife, Michelle, is now the sole director of Protection Barriers, now in administration. The company was initially set to receive $2.2 million from Transport for New South Wales between 2016 and 2019. But that contract was later increased to a whopping $104 million for a further 6 years. Whistleblower Adele Graham says her boss, Ibrahim Helmi, had the power to award tenders and pay invoices.
In charge of the whole lot.
Yep.
Okay.
No segregation of duties.
It was inside this office in Eunora in Western Sydney where Adele began to question how contracts were being awarded and whether her boss, Ibrahim Helmi, was benefiting from clandestine kickbacks.
The alleged racket was run from a hard drive on a lone laptop, which meant it was invisible to any internal oversight. Adele Graham says that computer belonged to Ibrahim Helmi.
An ICAC lawyer told the Supreme Court Ibrahim Helmi was caught trying to slip out of Australia using a US passport. He was released on bail-like conditions, but Helmi's own lawyer now says his client has vanished.
Did your client try to leave the country?
I've got no comment about that.
No comment?
Helmi disappeared just days out from attending an ICAC compulsory examination. Jeffrey Watson, SC, is a director at the Centre for Public Integrity. He's also a former ICAC legal counsel.
If somebody doesn't attend a private examination at ICAC, it's a sure sign that they are in deep trouble, that there's something they can't reveal, something they can't lie their way out of.
Police have issued a warrant for Ibrahim Helmi's arrest.
Jason, do you know Ibrahim Helmi? And
No.
do you know where he is?
We'll not a clue.
There's been some suggestion there's been kickbacks within the Transport New South Wales
there?
Department. Yeah. Are you involved in that at all?
Wouldn't have a clue, mate. I'm sorry. Best thing is talk to ICAC.
Why have you got some...
We're not suggesting any wrongdoing by Jason Chalou, his wife, or protection barriers. That's for ICAC and the courts to decide. But they do have some questions to answer.
To have assets frozen requires a prima facie case to be placed before a judge who's persuaded that there's sufficient evidence to suggest that it's from the proceeds of crime. If they've got those orders, it looks like there's a powerful case sitting somewhere behind it.
Jason, have you been involved in kickbacks with Transport New South Wales?
Mate, get off my door.
Mate, have you been involved in kickbacks?
Get off my door.
Are you involved in bribes at all?
No way.
Jason Chalou's lifestyle was one of luxury and adventure. Chalou also has a passion for investing in property. Our investigation can reveal Chalou, his wife and his companies have wheeled and dealed in residential and commercial property to the tune of more than $25 million over the past decade. Several $1 million worth of property is currently on the market, including this jewel, a sprawling waterfront estate in picturesque Yamba.
Mr. Chalou, why have you got such a vast property portfolio?
Well, that's what work does, mate. You ever done it before?
Are you a hard worker?
Mate, work my ass off for
Really?
30 years.
Really?
Get out of the road.
Mr. Chalou, these are simple questions. You can pop out and have a chat with us,
No, I
mate.
don't really want to have a chat to you.
Among the assets seized, over $500,000 worth of luxury cars and $100,000 in cryptocurrency.
Have there been kickbacks involved with Bitcoin?
Wouldn't have a clue, mate. Sorry.
Really?
Don't know anything about Bitcoin. What is it?
Jason Chalou has not been charged. The seizure of his assets remains before the courts.
I'm here if you want to chat, Mr. Chalou. We're here to talk.
Adele Graham believes the controversy surrounding protection barriers is the tip of the iceberg in a department with an annual budget of $750 million.
Well, they've seized $30 million worth of assets and they estimate the corruption with them as $110 million
For one company.
for one company.
These remarkable allegations of palm-greasing graft have not only cost us tens, possibly hundreds of millions of dollars, but also something much more valuable. And that's people's lives.
Adele believes alleged corruption within the department has impacted the number of injuries and deaths on rural New South Wales roads.
And you wonder why we don't get value for money on our roads and we have accidents.
Transport for New South Wales had been warned. A previous corruption investigation, Operation Paragon, recommended the department move to a shared digital system for transparency. But Adele claims Ibrahim Helmi continued to operate offline.
Yeah, I'm a whistleblower. But at the end of the day, someone's got to be accountable.
Adele Graham now lives in a camper van. She's taking warnings to watch her back seriously.
It's a big call, though, to go off grid.
You need to be careful. This is a huge amount of money.
I've seen instances where there have been threats and worse in respect of whistleblowers. It's an awful world.
As public officials, we should be representing our people. And if we're not doing that, what are we doing there?
And Transport for New South Wales says it can't comment on matters being considered by the ICAC. Clearly, it is a sensitive case, and good on you, Adele, for calling it out.